A lot of parents would probably agree it'd be great for kids to play less with electronics and more outside. But some moms and dads on the east side of town say they're worried about their tax-funded options when it comes to that. Kristi.
Yeah, Steve, Amy said Sophia contacted Kristi's kids concerned about the condition of our city parks. Two in particular, there's Michael Perry and Jesse Owens. So how bad are they? Kristi's kids investigated for you. Richard McCormack and his 10-year-old son Jimmy are warming up for baseball practice at Michael Perry Park on the east side. Richard also has an 8- and 5-year-old with a lot of energy. The playground is a stone's throw away, but
it's evident that there's a lot of safety hazards here for the children.
The biggest one, this playground surface eaten, worn, and torn in various places. Also, this slide is cracked at the bottom.
I felt it right on my arm once. It's not safe.
I could see where that could injure a child, given enough time, could cut them as they're coming down.
And it doesn't end there. The tarp is torn on the dugout. A basketball court that could be repainted has a net in need. And there's graffiti.
Yeah, it looks like it does need a little attention.
Kenneth Conrad brings his daughter Malia to the park. He says the playground deterioration,
It's been going on for years, so it's not a recent thing. Probably wouldn't take that much money to actually fix the small problems that are here.
Because of its conditions, it's just not like our first choice to go to it.
Amy said Sophia is a stay-at-home mom with 2 young girls. They live near Michael Perry Park, and they've seen some things.
Sometimes even people smoking pot there.
And she's noticed.
Some parks in different places of the city were more taken care of than others.
Amy goes out of her way to find more updated playgrounds.
You shouldn't have to live like in the northeast side or the foothills or some higher tax bracket part of the city to have nice parks.
At Jesse Owens Park near Broadway and Sarnoff, it's not as bad. A playground surface is worn. Whee! Lindsay Botkin, her kids, and her niece and nephew were at the other playground across the way.
2, 3.
They say they'll probably stay there.
Good job. Just because my kids are still learning to walk and I can't tell them to avoid that specific area, they're going to want to go wherever.
This playground surfacing.
We showed our video to Tucson Parks and Rec director Fred Gray for his take on the parks all over the city.
We don't distinguish between either side of town with regard to our parks.
Gray says the playgrounds are designed to last 15 years, but most last longer. And the poured-in-place surfacing that's coming apart, it had a life of 8 to 12 years.
Our plans are to replace that poured in place, which is wood chip fibers.
Gray says the torn tarp on the dugout is the league's responsibility. The city will reach out to them. Everything else is just wear and tear that'll have to be addressed, but it's a challenge. Right now, the city maintains 128 parks, or 4,000 acres of land. In 2008, when the recession hit, the Parks and Rec Department had $49.7 million in its budget. Today, there's just $37.5 million. Of that, 60% goes to operations like the zoo, the rec centers, the aquatics facilities, programs, and activities. The remaining 40%, or about $15 million, goes to park maintenance. There are about $9 million worth of playground equipment replacements needed that are now on hold. As for maintenance employees, well, in 2008, there were 191. Now, 126.
We make the best utilization of those funding sources and personnel that we can.
Music to our parents' ears who want to keep their kids active.
We have great weather right now, might as well be outside.
Something has to be done for them to have a place to play.
Parks and Rec has money challenges, but they still want feedback from parents. You should report park problems and tell police if you see any crime. We do have a link to the park's administrative office at KVOA.com. Feel free to give them any information you think they need.
The police will take that very seriously because kids are involved, so high priority stuff.
Gotta take care of the kiddos, yeah.